Kiran Rao, Aamir Khan, welcome to the special show on CNN IBN.
Thank
Kiran,
you.
let me come to you first. You've said that when you set out to make your debut film, Dhobi Ghat, you were quite clear that you didn't want Aamir in the film. Is that because you felt that his presence might turn this film into something else, upset the balance of this film perhaps? Or was it purely a creative decision that you didn't see him in that part?
No, it was more the former. There was space for him to play the role of Arun, which he's playing in the film now. But I consciously didn't, I wanted to make it very sort of realistic, slice of life, shoot out in real locations with... And I've always loved the idea of working with non-actors, with real people.
Right.
And sort of getting people who sort of fit the part a little bit and who are not camera shy, who would just be,
Sure.
And in that sort of world of mine, of Dhobi Ghat, when I wrote it, there was no space for a known face.
Okay.
Because I wanted people to be able to easily identify, not have any sort of baggage from a previous role. And so I kind of decided no known actors and therefore no Aamir.
Right.
It would suddenly become another texture of film altogether. It would become another film.
Sure.
Sure.
So whose idea was it first? How did he enter the picture really?
I slimed my way in. I was most upset and hurt that I was not in her first film as an actor.
That's not even actually true. I read somewhere that you got a narration from her hoping it's going to be bad.
No. So yeah, let me start a little earlier. When I got to know that she's writing a script, I was petrified. Because I was like, one of these days I have to, I'm going to hear the script and what if I don't like it?
Right.
So I was like, oh God, why is she writing a script? So anyway, my survival instinct was, at its peak. So then finally she did complete the script and said, it's ready. So I said, okay. Then I said, let's do one thing, let's go to Kunur. My cousin Mansoor lives there. I said, we are supposed to go there, so, don't narrate it to me now. We are going there, so next month or whatever, you narrate it to me there.
And this was a narration as a husband?
Yeah.
As a husband. कि यार आपको कैसी लगी है मैंने script लिखी है.
Right.
I was not supposed to produce it, nothing.
Okay.
Just as a partner. So in Kunur, Mansoor, me and Tina, Mansoor's wife, the three of us heard the script and I just fell in love with it. I loved it.
Okay.
So all my fears and all were dispelled because I was just frightened that, it's heartbreaking for someone to work on a script and then you 9 out of 10 times I don't like a script. So I was like, what if I don't like it? So it was just that. But when I heard the script, I just fell in love with her all over again. Because she's written such a beautiful script. And I was so proud of the fact that it's written such a layered script, so finely written, and the characters have their own voices. And I don't want to talk so much about it, but I just liked it.
And then she told you, I have no place for you.
And then I started discussing, so Munna's part, I really love Munna's role, yeah, what a character, yeah, but I'm too old for Munna. Arun, I'm the right age for, but it's not as exciting as Munna, So she said, why are you saying all that? I don't want you in the film. So I said, oh. I said, why? So she told me because of these reasons.
Right.
So what she said, her reasons made sense to me. That she doesn't want me as a star to disturb the reality or the, the real quality or fiber of the film. And all of that. And she wanted to shoot in these crowded locations,
Right.
in a very guerrilla style, go in there with a small camera and shoot it and come out. And with me, that's not possible. So, so then I told her, I said, why don't you test me? Not to cast me because both of us agree that I should not be in the film. But you test me because that will give you an idea as to what all you can do with the role and what an actor can do with the part. And I think I know what you want, so let me just play it out for you.
Right.
And then whoever you cast, it'll be a good reference for you. Hoping that once she saw my test, she'll say, I found my Arun.
Okay.
And which is what happened.
And that's eventually what happened. So I wormed my way into the film.
Okay. You did eventually shoot on real locations.
Yeah.
How did you manage that really with him?
We had to do a hell of a lot of planning.
Yeah.
To shoot on Mohammed Ali Road, it was literally an army exercise, We had to do days and days of rehearsals with multiple cameras, just to establish the location. And we all sat together to figure out how logistically,
The rehearsal without me.
Without him.
Right.
But
with a duplicate
before we even did the rehearsals, we had to figure out how do we make it work?
Correct.
How will he actually enter that street?
Right.
It's impossible
And
to walk
it's
on
during
it.
Ramzan.
Yeah.
during Iftari in the evening when everyone comes out to open their fast. And, you know, so it's
Lakhs of
jam-packed.
people.
It's jam-packed.
And Aamir had the brilliant idea that he'd come on a bike.
Okay.
And they're
wear
all
a
people
helmet.
who are fans of mine and all people who I would love to say hi to and all of that.
Right.
Now, how do I
Navigate that. Yeah.
navigate that? Because, you know, if someone says hi to me, I can't ignore him.
Right.
But he had to.
I had to.
And these were long scenes?
No, they
No.
were luckily they were not dialogue scenes and they were part of a montage and he just had to walk. So we kind of managed it in a way where he gets off a bike, he's surrounded by one ring of, you know, plainclothes action,
People who know me and all.
yeah,
Right.
fight, stunt people, and then he walks.
And I come on a bike in a helmet
Okay.
up till that point. So no one knows who it is.
Okay.
So when I take the helmet off, that's the first time people see me. It's as it is, it's so crowded that people are not even looking at each other.
Right.
You know, you're passing someone, you don't really look at him.
Right.
So for the first 5-10 seconds, I went unnoticed. But within 5 or 10 seconds, I could hear my name being called out. And
Yeah, luckily we caught the moment because we had engineered 4 cameras at different places, so we were able to capture different
that
things at different
moment
times.
we got.
Right.
So you know, sometimes all eyes in the frame are looking at him, then I got it from another angle.
the more interesting one was the bulk of the film.
Okay.
Because that was being shot, the place where I'm supposed to live. Arun is my character's name. Where the place where Arun lives is a house on Bath Bazaar, which is again that same area, Mohammed Ali
Masjid
Road
Bandar,
and Masjid Bandar area. It's the 4th floor of a very old, dilapidated house
Right.
with a lot of people staying on all the floors and all of that. Very, very crowded area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you shot sync sound?
We
Yes.
shot sync sound.
Okay.
So nobody could know that I'm shooting there and, you know. So that's what she asked me, how will you shoot there? So I said, don't worry, I've got a solution for that. So she said, what solution? So I said, on the day of the shoot, when we start shooting, one night before that, I'll enter the locality at 3 or 3:30 in the morning when everybody's asleep. So nobody will see me come up
Right.
to that top
And
floor.
stay there.
And then I'll stay inside that house. There's a one room with a one bathroom and I just stay for 3.5 weeks in that place. And people know कि कुछ छोटी मोटी फिल्म की शूटिंग बन रही है, कुछ 16 mm का है,
Right.
कोई एक्टर नहीं है, कुछ है strugglers, उनका कुछ चल रहा है. So no one's really interested.
Right.
You know, they don't start shouting and disturbing the soundtrack and, you know,
Okay.
they're not in frame.
Okay.
And in that area, it's so crowded, even the houses are like, you know, cheek by jowl. So
Right.
from your window, it's like the next guy's house is, you know, 7 feet away.
Right. Right.
And you can, and it's open, the whole house is very open. It's got like 8 windows. Windows means like French windows,
Okay.
right till the ground. So
Ground,
they're
right.
big windows, you can see right through. So Kiran and I stayed there for 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
All the marketing meetings for Gajini were held in that one small little bathroom
Right.
while the shooting was going on in the room. And the planning and prep for 3 Idiots with
Okay.
Raju
Okay.
was again in that little bathroom.
Okay.
So you can imagine that little commode has had a lot of very talented directors sitting on it.
Illustrious people on it.
I think the biggest challenge must have just been to get everyone to just not talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it was just the unit.
Right.
And then when Raju came, he was like, where are you? Where are you? I said, just get into this car and the car will bring you where I am.
it became highly
So
khufia.
even when he came there, he had no idea where he had come. Because when the car dropped him back, if someone told him, take him back,
He wouldn't have known how
he
to
wouldn't
get
know how
there.
to get back there. It was like,
Okay.
you know, gullies and...
And people in the building, even when they got to know after 2 weeks or something,
Towards the end.
Yeah.
they were really, really nice. They were only wanted to feed Aamir and, you know,
Sure.
send ghar ka khana and he spent time with them on the day before we left. So it was great fun.
Okay.
A lot of lovely dhoklas and all I got to eat.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Now, a film set can be a stressful place. Do the dynamics of a relationship change when you're working so closely together 24/7?
They could.
They do. I think they do. I mean, especially when you're, you know, married and you have an intimate relationship outside of work. It certainly percolates into work. I mean, there's no way you can separate the two. And we don't. I mean, we've never worked like that. It's
Yeah,
always
and
been a
Quite
very
honestly, I'm
comfortable.
not interested in separating the two.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm quite happy taking the work home.
And yeah. Yeah, and it's
Get to
also
work.
it's also it's a shared life, you
It's a
know, in
shared
film.
life.
Right.
We both love it. So I mean, you know, we wouldn't think of not talking about work at home.
Were there difficult days just cashing on ideas or disagreements?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like on the first day I remember of shooting, I got really upset. Because she wasn't even like acknowledging that I was present on that day.
Okay.
So I would say, but K, Arey, shut up, yeah. And then she would start talking to Tushar and somebody else, and I'm like, maybe you should be asking me this as well. So after like 2 hours of being ill-treated, I said, K, can I have a word with you? She said, yeah.
Step into the bathroom, because that was the only other room.
I said, step into the next room. So I shut the door. I said, listen, any particular reason that you're misbehaving with me? She said, I'm not misbehaving with you. I said, you're completely misbehaving with me. And you have to understand that I'm an actor on set with you.
Correct.
And you treat me as an actor. You treat me like you're treating Prateik. No problem. But don't treat me as some guy who, you're saying, shut up at home,
Right.
I'm not your husband over here. You treat me like an actor. You give me the respect of an actor.
Right.
So she was like, oh. I said, yeah. And I get very disturbed, I'm a very emotional kind of guy. So actually when I was telling her all this, I was like in tears and all, I was crying. So she was like, oh my, she was like, don't cry and all that. I said,
right.
I can't work like this.
Right.
So then she understood.
He had never been to Chowpatty Beach till my film.
Can you believe it? Chowpatty Beach. I had never stepped on Chowpatty Beach in my life.
Different banking solutions from HSBC, the world's local bank.
लेकिन डॉक्टरी करने में प्रॉब्लम थी क्या?
डैड मैं डायरेक्टर बन चुका हूँ डैडी।
बच्चे आजकल जॉब नहीं पैशन ढूंढते हैं, इसीलिए अब बिरला सन लाइफ इंश्योरेंस के साथ उन्हें दीजिए पूरा सपोर्ट बिना चिंता।
किसी से भी पूछो, हाउ आर यू? आई एम फाइन। छत से बोलते हैं आई एम फाइन तभी बोलो जब पेट फाइन हो। आप पेट से बोलो आई एम फाइन।
पेट को फाइन रखे फाइबर एवरीडे। न्यूट्री चॉइस हाई फाइबर डाइजेस्टिव इज लोडेड विद फाइबर, जिससे पेट रहे एकदम फाइन। फाइबर इनसाइड तो फाइन आउटसाइड।
हाउ आर यू? आई एम फाइन, फाइबर फाइन।
पक्का।
ब्रीफकेस। प्रीमियम चेक से भरूं या कैश से?
जैसे आपकी मर्जी सर।
IDBI फेडरल लाइफ इंश्योरेंस का वेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, जिसने भी सुना खरीद लिया।
Life is full